Who
recognizes
genius?
Madras, India. January 1913. Srinivasa Iyengar Ramanujan, a 25-year-old self-taught mathematician who has been working on number theory, continued fractions, and infinite series, writes 9 pages of his radical theorems. Ramanujan pens a preface to these unusual documents, explaining,
I have had no university education, but I have undergone the ordinary school course. After leaving school, I have been employing the spare time at my disposal to work at mathematics. I have not trodden through the conventional regular course, but I am striking out a new path for myself. I have made special investigation of diverging series in general, and the methods I get are termed by local mathematicians as startling. Ramanujan bundles his papers and addresses them to 3 of the world's leading mathematicians, all of whom reside half a world away, at Cambridge University in England. 2 of the professors ignore the work of this young Indian from their distant colony. But the world-renowned mathematician G.H. Hardy looks at Ramanujan's work and declares,
these theorems defeat me completely. I've never seen anything in the least like them before. They must be true, because if they are not true, no one would have the imagination to invent them.
So Hardy sets out to prove the theorem's truth. And after days of work, Hardy writes in his journal that this unknown, poor, untrained Indian is without question
a mathematician of the highest quality, a man of altogether exceptional originality and power. On a scale of pure talent, Hardy gives himself a 25. He gives the greatest mathematician ever an 80.
And he gives Ramanujan a 100.
1894, the School of Industrial Physics and Chemistry, Paris, France. An impoverished young Polish physics student named Maria Skłodowska meets a young professor named Pierre Curie. Pierre believes he has met
a woman of genius.
A year later, Marie marries Pierre, and with his support, she begins the unprecedented work of measuring the energetic rays of minerals. Using a modified quadrant electrometer, designed by Pierre, Marie spends day after tedious day painstakingly moving tiny weights and recording times to find the precise measurement of each mineral's electric charge.
Her granddaughter would later say that it was impossible to accurately replicate Marie's work. No one at the Curie Institute has the sleight of hand or the concentration to do it. In fact, I know of no one alive who has that skill.
The result of her work? The discovery of something she called radioactivity.
The 1903 Nobel Committee nominates Pierre and Henri Becquerel, their male collaborator, but not Marie.
Marie's husband, who first recognized her as a woman of genius, writes to the committee to tell them he will not accept the prize if this genius, regardless of her gender, is not included. The Nobel Committee awards her the shared prize. 8 years later, she wins a second Nobel for the discovery of 2 new elements, polonium and radium, changing the makeup of the periodic table.
It will be 24 years before another woman wins the award, Marie's own daughter.
One of Marie's peers proclaims, Pierre Curie's greatest discovery was Maria Skłodowska. Her greatest discovery was radioactivity.
Professor Marie Curie's work opens a door that no one knew existed, a door into the infinite space of atomic science. Since 322 BC, people have spoken of the atom, which means not cut, the smallest form in the universe that cannot be divided. Marie Curie changes everything.
1796, Vienna. The celebrated composer Ludwig van Beethoven begins to hear a ringing in his ears. It was tinnitus, a ringing in the ears that heralded the eventual loss Bettler werden Füßen brüden, wohl dein Sandfell Flügel